Okay, so this activity was described moves that you did in a previous lesson, but this time there's going to be a new move for you. So all you had to do is basically, like the little dance we did in the previous lesson, just tell how they got from one frame to the next, okay? So if you look at 1 and 2, you look at 1 and 2 on here, you should have said, okay, it moved to the right, or it shifted to the right, but now I want you to call it, it's a translation to the right, okay? Remember, we always have to put the direction that it is moving. Always put your direction words when you talk about a translation. Okay, so from 2 to 3, that was a little bit different than what we had yesterday, or in lesson 1, depending on what day you're working on this. So if I'm going to erase this, just a little bit. Okay, and so we can get a better look at this. Okay, so if you look at this, if you draw a dotted line down here, and pretend that your polygon is looking in a mirror. You know how you see yourself in the mirror? Your image looking back at you. Is your image looking back at you always in the same direction? No, because it's opposite of what you are. So this is what we call a reflection. This new move is called a reflection because it's just like looking in the mirror and seeing your reflection. So if I look in the mirror and I'm thinking about the mirror, it's going to be the opposite direction. But if you're using your book now, what I would do is I'd take my tracing paper, I would draw my polygon and draw my reflection line, and just take the image that you drew and flip it over that line, and you will see it looks just like this one. It just will be on the opposite side. Everything will be in the opposite direction, okay? Now, from 3 to 4, what happened here? It's going to be that rotation again. So we're going to call this a rotation. This is going to be the rotation. But remember, we always have to get the direction. What direction was it going in? It was going this direction, and that would be clockwise. And by how much, you also have to look like that. You could say a quarter, but now I want you to actually use the degrees. So I want you to call this a 90 degrees clockwise rotation. Okay? All right. And from on to 4 to 5, all you did was shift it up, or you could say translation in what direction are you going? You're going up. Okay? All right, now if you look from 4 to 5, you got one of those new moves that we just talked about. So once again, I'm going to draw me a reflection line. If you want to, this would be good practice. Get your tracing paper, draw your polygon, flip it over the reflection line you just drew, and you can see it's what you call the mirror image of our final product here. Yes, this is called a reflection. Reflection over the line. We're just going to call it the line for right now. We'll get into naming lines later. Okay, so the next activity is going to be a card sort, so we're going to do that on Desmos. So at the end of this video, make sure you write all this in your book so you have it for notes, by the way. But at the end of this video, go ahead and click the next button in Canvas so we can get to our next activity.